Yes. What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are back again this morning. It is Thursday, the 11th of April, 2024. We are getting closer to the weekend. I am looking forward to the weekend, as usual. Thursday is the new Friday, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that, but Thursday is the new Friday. So let's get excited. The weekend is here, ladies and gentlemen. We are playing Aston Villa this weekend as well. Hopefully, we slap them up. I feel like we are going to slap them up. They've been capitulating under Unai Emery over the past couple of weeks, haven't they? So we're going to take advantage of that. Will Arsenal take advantage of that? Make sure we are hitting the like button, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of stories to be running through this morning. I actually started off the stream with the wrong thumbnail. I'm sure you guys would have seen that. Hopefully I can chop that on YouTube. It's usually easy like that, but sometimes YouTube are complicated and you're sitting there for hours and hours trying to watch it update. Big up all the real ones in the building. Big up Sergio. Big up Malvin in the building. Big up Robin. I ain't seen you in a while, Robin. It's good to see you back in the building. We've got some interesting topics to talk about. Toney being offered to Arsenal for a cut price. Arsenal preparing their Viktor Gyökeres bid. Graham Potter being linked with Manchester United. Plus, we've got a number of transfer talks that we are going to be talking or running through. Big up Tope as well. I see you joining, my guy. Come on. Good morning, good afternoon to wherever you're watching, to everyone for wherever you're watching. There we go. Just waking up, coffee gang and all of that type of stuff. Yes. Interesting scenes in the Champions League yesterday. Barcelona and PSG swinging it out. You love to see it. I actually thought PSG had it in a bag. They weren't playing to the best of their ability, to be quite fair. I think they feared Barcelona a little bit, but Barcelona got themselves back in the game. Man like Rafinha, everyone's calling Rafinha out, saying that he's not good enough. Blood. Arsenal fans telling me that Rafinha is not good enough. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, he looked good enough to me yesterday, bro. I'm telling you, blood. I'm taking Rafinha all day at Arsenal Football Club. I'm taking him. Someone that we won't be signing or even being speaking about anymore after today. I mean, linking us. When I say talking about him, linking us with a move to Arsenal, or linking him with a move to Arsenal, linking us. Look at me. I'm trying to read about 3 things at the same time, but I can't even get my words out. Viktor Osimhen. Yes, Viktor Osimhen. He is finally agreed a move to PSG, according to the reports. I'm convinced Gyökeres is that guy, says Malvin. He definitely is that guy. I'm telling you, blood. I am telling you. There's a reports coming out this morning anyway to suggest that Viktor Osimhen has, agreed personal terms with PSG, and he will become a PSG player more or less. It's just about PSG pulling the trigger on the release clause, which is 120 million euros. The Nigerian will receive 13 million euros per year. Pretty interesting. Viktor Osimhen, I mean, I'm happy with that one because it means that he's not coming to Arsenal. And like I said just a minute ago, what I was trying to say just a minute ago is that we shouldn't see any more links with Viktor Osimhen to Arsenal. Big up Afo in the building. Big up Gy&ouml in the building. He says we won't get past Bayern Munich. We needed the win at home. Absolutely, mates. Absolutely. I've moved on. It was 2-2. I have moved on. We've got Bayern Munich again next week. I am looking forward to that. And that's the game we need to win. That is the game we need to win. Mikel Arteta knows it. The players know it. It's going to be hostile. It's going to be intimidating, but it is what it is. We've got to make it happen regardless. We've got to make it happen regardless, ladies and gentlemen. Can Arsenal make it happen? We'll see. Aston Villa slapped an 85 million price tag on Douglas Luiz, who has a contract through to 2026. We do know Arsenal have been heavily linked with Douglas Luiz. 85 million is a crazy number, but he's one of their most wanted players at the club. He's done very, very well. He's been more or less the heartbeat of Aston Villa's team this season. And it's been a massive improvement. I remember looking at Douglas Luiz about 2-3 years ago, being linked with him and saying, nah, I don't know why we're being linked with this guy. I know he's 23, 24 at the time. But nah, I wasn't really feeling him. Pause. But Now, Una Emre's turned him into a different type of player. And, you know, he could be in the conversation. I mean, I wouldn't mind him at Arsenal today. The type of player I've been seeing performing in the Premier League this season, I think I'm taking him at Arsenal today. But for £85 million, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Our young baller Nwaneri scored a bad boy goal yesterday as well. He can't stop scoring. That's 17 goals this season for Ethan Nwaneri, playing in the number 8 role. Yeah, playing as a number 8. The 7-year-old Ethan Nwaneri looks set to be given a first-team push at Arsenal after signing his professional first-team professional contract. And yeah, look, this guy is phenomenal, man. You know, the confidence that he's got. You know, when I was watching the highlights of the game, the under-23s yesterday, the way the guy's playing, he feels like he feels like you can see it in his body language. It's not like he feels like. I'm not saying he feels like, but in terms of his body language, you can see now that he's fully superior to these guys that he's playing with. Fully superior. And I think it's his aura. I think he's been around the senior first team for quite some time now. And he's just so much more mature, so much more confident. You're going to see it in his game. You can see it in the way he plays the game and the way he's encouraging others now. Proper leader, demonstrating proper leadership qualities there. And Ethan Nwaneri, boy, next season is the season for him. I think next season is the season he bangs. He comes into this team and bangs. You know, you've got Barcelona, who were playing last night, beating PSG. A bunch of young players. A bunch of young players. We're talking 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Their centre-back, what's his name? What's his surname? Gyökeres or something like that? I can't. Gyökeres, some mad name. Definitely not his name. But I know his name's and he is solid, blood. He hasn't been tackled past in however long, bro. I see that stat earlier this morning when I was preparing the stream. Crazy. And that's a young 17-year-old player. So what's Ethan Nwaneri going to be on when he gets given a real run in this team? Now, I think players like, I honestly think if you give Ethan Nwaneri a run in this team right now, Kai Havertz struggles to get into the team. Fabio Vieira, all those dons that you might deploy as the 8, they're struggling. And I don't know, man. I really want to see Ethan Nwaneri play. What's stopping Ethan Nwaneri playing right now? Because what I saw for him yesterday, I know it's under 23s, but what I saw for him yesterday, blood, I would rather see him in the team than, you know, you try and play ESR. I mean, ESR had a decent game the other day, but even ESR doesn't even compare to where Ethan Nwaneri's at right now. He's on smoke, blood. He's on smoke. So let's see, man. Next season being a big season for Ethan, bruv. Big up my guy Russell in the building. I see you. Big up Mad Miaz. Much appreciate you each and every time. I see all the people joining the stream. I make sure we are hitting the like button, all of that type of stuff. Make sure we are downloading the Azar app as well. Link can be found in the description. Connect with talented people in your local area. Connect with anyone in your local area, man. Just download the app and support what we're doing over here, man. Man, like Sergio. I see you, man. Big up Abdullah. Much appreciate you. Kabasi, that's his name. Kabasi. That young talent there, 17 years old, playing for Barcelona. Talented, blood. And it's not just him. They've got so many. Speaking of midfielders, I prefer Sandro Toney, since we are all convinced that Newcastle's FFP problems will force them to sell their priced assets. Arteta must focus on Toney rather than Isak. I'm not too sure about Toney now, man. Man got done for gambling, then come to Newcastle and started gambling and betting on Newcastle. That guy's, man. That guy's on too much crud, blood. You can't trust him. You can't trust him. You can't trust Toney, man. You can't have him at Arsenal. But he's a great player, though. He's a great player, though. I mean, with Ethan Nwaneri, Miaz, blood, I think he is ready. I honestly think he is ready. You know, you slowly but surely put him into the team. But I think with the more minutes he gets given at senior level, after like 10 games, the guy's not being dropped. You know, like one of those players that are just, you know, because that's all he needs. He needs minutes. Arsenal are a team now where they can offer Nwaneri minutes. We're destroying teams. We're controlling games. Teams ain't getting a look in when they go up against Arsenal. The football that we play, just, you know, in that type of system, with that type of football, Nwaneri will cook and have the time to grow and have the time to find the confidence and have the time, you know what I mean? And I swear down, within about 5 to 10 games, Nwaneri, the consistency of those minutes will give him mad amount of confidence that after 5 to 10 games, this guy's going to be smoking. It's going to be smoking. It'll be hard for Fabio Vieira to get into the team. It would be hard for ESR to get into the team. And it's not to say that they're not good enough. I think Fabio Vieira is good enough. ESR is good enough. Injuries are going to let him down, so we might as well kind of move on from him. But it's that Nwaneri's solid. He's so good. He's actually really good. He's technically gifted, bruv. And he's only 17 years old. By the time he's 19, he's going to be on proper crud. Big up my guy, Just Ads. I see you, man. Make sure we are hitting the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Much appreciate every single one of you. We're going to Aston Villa this weekend. I'm looking forward to that game, man. I look forward to every single game, but this is like every game now is a final for Arsenal, man, as we do know. Every game now is a final, and we need to treat it like that. We 100% need to treat it like that. Liverpool look set to move for Pedro Neto, according to the fraud. Pedro Neto, let them have him, actually. I like him. He's had a good season, but injuries again let him down. Let him down. And it's sad, really, man. It's sad. This guy could go on and play for the best clubs in the world, but with that injury record, it's ruined him, isn't it? It's literally ruined him. Here's the goal from Nwaneri, actually. Let's just put this on the screen. I've got the goal here. Let's look at this. This goal from Ethan. The sun comes. I don't know about the music. Let me turn that off, man, because copyright's all real out here. Bang. Look. You know, the maddest thing is the touch wasn't even that great there, but maybe he was meant to do it because he knew there was space in behind him to kind of leave it. But it was a brilliant goal anyway, regardless. And I just think Nwaneri, the technique on that shot was perfect. I just think this guy needs to be playing, blood. He needs to be playing. Look at him. Encouraging others. Come on, man. Guy scores goals for fun. Score goals for fun. This guy is 17 years old, ready to play for the Arsenal now. Let's get him in, man. Let's get him in. Yeah, Pedro Neto to Liverpool looks like it's on the cards, according to that fraud. Then you got Stuttgart striker Guirassy is interested in sealing a move to the Premier League this summer, according to Graham Bailey. I mean, would any one of us be interested in Guirassy? I know he's scored a number of goals this season. But yeah, I mean, looking at his overall play, I wouldn't say he's at an Arsenal level. He could go and join West Ham or, you know, a team like that. But yeah, definitely not Arsenal. Do let me know your thoughts. Just running through some of these transfers now, man, seeing what's happening. When we're getting closer to the transfer market, we do know a lot's going to be taking place in this market. Big money deals. Not only money deals are going to be taking place for players, but we're going to be seeing crazy deals take place for managers as well. There's a lot of clubs in search for managers. We were being linked with Rafael Le&atilde yesterday. Now he's being linked with Manchester United. Blood, it's just a circus out here. Absolute circus. In my opinion, I don't think Arsenal are interested in Rafael Le&atilde, even though the reports come out yesterday to suggest that we have made contact with his representatives, that we have actually made contact. I don't think anyone takes it seriously. You know, when you hear those type of reports, you've made contact with the representative, everybody jumps on it. Everybody's on it. No one cares, blood. And then you got to think, knowing who we are today, knowing what Edu and Mikel Arteta are building, knowing what they're looking for in terms of characters, is Rafael Le&atilde the description? No, it doesn't fit the description. It doesn't make any sense. So therefore, we know as Arsenal fans that is a BS report. Not going to be linked with Rafael Le&atilde. Good player, but not the player for Arsenal. Another player that's being linked with a move to the Premier League, heavily being linked with a move to Aston Villa. Aston Villa always looking to kind of build on a defense. It's Unai Emery loves building on his defense, doesn't he? But this is someone that we could, Arsenal, for the type of money that Inter Milan are asking for as well. I mean, Arsenal could potentially be in the race to sign this guy as well as a backup. And some people would say backup wax. This guy could come in and be a starting player. I mean, I would argue that at this moment in time. Maybe on the left-hand side, I think anyone can come in and be a starting player on that left-hand side when you got Kivior and Zinchenko starting there, and then even Tomiyasu. I would replace all three of those players instantly. And I think that is on the agenda. Maybe not Kivior, of course, but, you know, Zinchenko and Tomiyasu, I think that's on the agenda to replace those players. And I think Tomiyasu probably has about 12 more months at Arsenal. And I think we could be in with a shock surprise seeing Zinchenko being one of the sacrifices that leave Arsenal this summer. But I'll be all up for that. And Denzel Dumfries is being linked with Aston Villa. £25 million is what the reports are suggesting Inter Milan want for him. That is a decent amount of money. I would be open to, you know, getting that deal done. It gives you a physical presence, and he definitely can lock things up at the back. And he can also get forward and provide you width and an attacking threat as well, just like Ben White has been. But, you know, you ain't coming in to replace Ben White. I know Denzel Dumfries plays on that right-hand side, but, you know, he's not replacing my boy Benny Blanco, man. My boy Benny Blanco, what a player he has become over these past 12 months, man. You've got to give it to Benny. You got no distractions. You know, I don't care about football, but I'll be the best at it. You know, them way there. Man was getting at Benny about 2 years ago when those reports come out to say he doesn't even know who Patrick Vieira was. Remember that? Everybody jumps on that, man. Everybody jumps on that. When Benny Blanco come out and told man he doesn't know who Patrick Vieira is, it was, to be quite fair, it was a slap in the face. It was a real dickhead thing. You know, when you hear that, it's like, Benny. Benny. And it's a big letdown when you hear that. And everyone jumped on it. Everyone kind of called him different type of names, even me included. I have to be real. But I've always liked Ben White. I've always liked Ben White. That did, you know, hit me a little and make me think, oh, Benny. But now I'm over that. I don't care about all of that stuff. Benny Blanco is here to stay. Benny Blanco has finally risen. The guy is on smoke. He doesn't care about football, but I'll be the best at it, blood. That's what he's on. That's what he's on. It's like, blood, I don't watch football. I don't need to watch football. I'll come into the game and still be the best right back in the game. How about that? How about that? Hey, listen, Benny, man, he's stepped up, man. Loving what Benny's doing right now. And I don't think there's any right back out there that I would be willing to replace Ben White with on current form and what he's offering this current Arsenal team. Look at that. Look at that tackle that he put in the other day against Leroy Sané. That was incredible. The yards that he had to get back. Dons were in front of him, you know, like Odegaard, Kivior, or whoever it was. They were all in front of him. They could have got to the ball before Benny Blanco did. Nah, Benny Blanco was on smoke, blood, fire on his boots, got back, put his body on the line and made it happen. Leroy Sané didn't know what was coming. He didn't know what was coming. Another interesting player being linked with a number of teams is this one here, Somerville. I think Arsenal are in the conversation. They're kind of monitoring the situation. There's no real talks out there to suggest Arsenal are trying to do anything. Maybe one or two little articles saying more or less the same thing. They're just kind of monitoring what's going on with the player, kind of keeping an eye on on the situation there, because he is a very, very good player. The last time he was in the Premier League, it was his first time in the Premier League, I believe, playing with Leeds, and he was on smoke, man, electrifying. His ability to beat a player, his dribbling ability, his skill, he's so fast as well, you know. And he's young. He's about 21, I think. He's, you know, really, really young. Big up Highbury's local Badger. I see you in the building. Much appreciate you, man. He says we need Mike Magnan. You know, he's a good goalkeeper. I think David Ray is starting to step up, man. You know, we'll see. Exactly, no love lost on Zinchenko. He definitely no LB. He's good passing the ball. but way too slow and a liability at most times when defending. Exactly, man. Big up my guy Ace 12. Malvin says, how true is that news? What news? The Denzel Dumfries news? Is that what we're just touching on? I mean, for Aston Villa, I'm not too sure. It's coming out of Italy. Calcio Mercato, they're talking about it. So I don't know. Obviously, we're just sharing transfers as we usually do, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, do subscribe, all of that type of stuff. But this guy here, Somerville, man, I would personally be in the race for him. I would bring him in because what he can offer you in the attacking final third is electrifying, like I said. And I think he will be a good rotation for the wingers that we have. I think it will be a great rotation for them. But do comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this young man. Is he good enough to come in at the Arsenal and make it happen? Is he good enough to come in at the Arsenal and make it happen? We've actually got some interesting news, breaking news from about 45 minutes ago in regards to Charlie Patino. Might as well touch on this now, in fact. But yeah, it has been confirmed that Arsenal will be looking to sell Charlie Patino in the summer. I had a feeling that was going to be the case. When we renewed his contracts last summer, we convinced him to stay, gave him a two-year deal last summer, and now we're looking to sell him this summer with 1 year left on his contract. Got clubs in Spain interested, and according to Nazir Kinsella, Nwaneri's emergence is or has been prioritized by Mikel Arteta. So he wants to shelf Charlie Patino and bring in Nwaneri. That's the project. That's the focus. Unfortunately, Charlie Patino, you're going to have to leave, my guy. But thank you for signing the new deal because it means we can get money out of you now. Otherwise, he would have been leaving for free and he would have went and joined someone who probably would have sold him one for money in the future. I was wrong about Benny. The dude is a baller. There we go, man. You have to own it. You got to own it, man. Benny Blanco is a good player, bro. He stepped up. Rafael Le&atilde, they're selling us dreams, says Guna Road. Absolutely, man. I mean, I don't even care about that dream. I wouldn't even buy into that, mate. That's not my dream. I would even, like, literally, like, you see, Rafael Le&atilde is a good player, but I just don't, it's not one of my dons. It's not one of my dons. Like, no, it's not one of my dons, bro. Big up the community, send Toney into rehab and then sign him. The kid's a baller. I should know AC Milan is my second favorite team and he hates Newcastle, bro. Wow, can you imagine? Want to join a club that you hate? Okay. So yeah, Charlie Patino, interesting, man. Interesting to see what's going to happen with Charlie Patino. How much money will Arsenal actually get for Charlie Patino? Would it be 15 million, perhaps 10 million, something along those lines? Can only assume so. I can only assume so. All right, Manchester United news. Before we dive into some Arsenal news, we're doing up Manchester United. Okay, Graham Potter. We spoke about this a couple of months ago, in fact. So I know this is real. This is actually genuinely real. Man United will, in my opinion, it is kind of being confirmed by the mainstream media and some of the journalists in the media. This is going to be the new Manchester United manager going into the summer. They're going to sack Ten Hag at the end of the season. They don't want to sack Ten Hag now because they don't want to create chaos. They don't want to create any type of chaos. They need they need Manchester United to do the best they can do this season. But at the end of the season, the word is that Radcliffe will be cutting ties with Erik Ten Hag. And the same way he's cutting ties with people at Manchester United now. There's a few people that have left. We know, what's his name? John Murtough. Is it Murtough? He's cut ties with him. He's recently resigned. Another Don's cutting ties. I forgot his name. So they're getting rid. They're cleaning house, man. They're cleaning house. They're bringing in new furniture, blood. And Graham Potter is going to be the number one priority. The number one priority. But yeah, they've been talking about this for a long time, so I know this is going to happen. I think that when I was looking at this earlier and I was looking at one of the streams that we done, where we spoke about Graham Potter being linked with a move to Manchester United. It was back in December. We are now in April. That's 4 months. So, yeah, I feel like this one's going to happen. Malvin says, on Charlie Patino, I think we haven't given him a chance. The kid is good. Maybe if the club decides so, they must include a buyback clause. Absolutely. Could put a buyback clause in there. It's really tough and really unfortunate for Charlie Patino because, you know, not only do you have the emergence of Nwaneri, but then you also have Lokonga. You also have Fabio Vieira. These are all more or less players that play in a similar position. I know Fabio can play a bit more further forward. Even Charlie Patino can play as a number 10, number 8. These are all number 8 players, though. And you look at the system that we're playing, that's the only position that you can kind of fit them in. We've tried to fit Fabio Vieira in on the right wing because he obviously played there for Porto. I don't think it works. I think he's better as a central player. But so on that basis, it's hard for Charlie. And Charlie's going to have to find himself elsewhere, unfortunately, man. You know, what do we do with Lokonga? What's going to happen with Lokonga? Is Lokonga going to stay at Arsenal? Is he going to go? Big up Ravi. He says, waxing your opinion, what striker would be best suited for Arsenal? Gyökeres, bro. Gyökeres, I'm convinced. I've been convinced. We've been saying it. Gyökeres. We're going to touch on Gyökeres in this stream. We're going to touch on Ivan Toney. Pause, multiple pauses. We're going to talk about those players in this stream, so don't go anywhere. But yeah, Viktor Gyökeres for me is the number one target. Big up Cats. He's like, big up Wax. We should sign Viktor Osimhen. Screw this Gyökeres guy. He's not it. Just another one of Arteta's teenage affairs. No. Like, so, I mean, this guy is not even a teenager. He's at 25. He's played in English football before, you know, before he joined Sporting Lisbon. So he's got a good idea on what the intensity and the pace and the tempo that comes with English football. So that's something to take into account. And we've already discussed Viktor Osimhen earlier on in the stream. He's agreed personal terms with PSG. He's going to PSG. That seems inevitable at this moment in time. I don't really want Viktor Osimhen at the club. I just don't think he's tailored to the football that we play here. But Gyökeres, however, definitely the guy. Wax, will Arsenal pay the big money? Ask Blood, we paid 100 million for Declan Rice, bro. You can't question whether Arsenal are going to put 100 million pounds down on the table. Now, I know that Sporting Lisbon, they're not gonna stand in Gyökeres' way over 85 million pounds. We're gonna get to Gyökeres in a minute. We're gonna get there. Big up all the real ones. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'm telling you now, Arsenal are loaded, Blood. We spent 100 million on Declan Rice just qualifying for the Champions League. Yeah. We are now in a quarterfinals of that Champions League. Like, you're telling me we ain't going to go and do or try and spend close to 100 million pounds on a player, but as a total budget, at least do 250. Come on, man. Big up Isaac, big up A, big up JT, big up all the guys that are joining. I see you guys, man. We appreciate you, man. Turn your notification bells on so you hear from early. Big up Yadev as well. Yadev, is that your name or is that meant to? Yadev. Big you up, my guy. Either way. So yeah, man, what this is saying here is Graham Potter is in line to take over from Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag, who's expected to be sacked this summer following a meeting with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So again, this is a similar situation. What Man United find themselves in is in a similar situation to Bayern Munich in terms of like the manager situation, where Tuchel knows he's being sacked and it's been made public. You see, it's the difference with Germany, the difference with Bayern Munich. They've had to make it public to reassure Bayern Munich fans that this fraud of a manager that we've got, that's cost us the Bundesliga title this season, isn't going to be here. He isn't going to be here. They've had to reassure the fans. Otherwise, it could get mad. It could get mad. It's not going to get mad for Manchester United. Manchester United are where they are. They've been there for a minute. But the same process is going to take place. And what they've done is they've probably sat down Erik ten Hag. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe has told him, listen, my friend, I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the way you do business. I'm bringing in my guy, Graham Potter. I can understand him. I can communicate with him. And we've already built relationship. And that's the step we're making. Or, that's the step we're taking. And Graham Potter, is Graham Potter the right manager for Manchester United, though? That's the question. Is Graham Potter the right manager for Manchester United? Does it make any sense? To me, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense for a team like Manchester United to grab Graham Potter. But then Graham Potter does have a decent record in the Premier League. Obviously, his Chelsea, his Chelsea experience didn't go down that well. But then could you say he was given enough time? Nah, he wasn't given enough time. Pochettino hasn't really improved on where Graham Potter was when he left. So, there could have been other problems there that Graham Potter had to deal with before he could get Chelsea to the position that, the Chelsea fans wanted them in. And Poch is proof of that because Poch isn't there yet and Poch is not even doing any better than Graham Potter. So that's, on that basis, you can't really question Graham Potter then, can you? You can't really say, oh, well, Graham Potter's a poor manager because look what he's done at Chelsea. You can't really say it. What he's done at Brighton, however, puts him in the conversation because what he achieved at Brighton was good. Football was great. Started the whole project for Brighton. And Brighton are now one of the best run clubs in the world. It's crazy to say it, though. They might not be one of the richest clubs in the world, but in terms of the way they're run, their whole structure, the people that they've got pulling the strings and calling shots, the advisors or whoever's there with them, I mean, they're very well run, hence why they're in over £100 million profit after tax. After tax. These men are celebrating, blood. And that's without the transfers of Moses Caicedo and another player that they've got rid of for about 50, 60 million. Crazy. They're going to be in profit, making profit after tax for the next couple of years, which means they can go gun-ho in the market. They can go gun-ho. Like if Brighton have done so well financially, right? They've done so well financially that if Brighton said, all right, cool, over the next 3 years, we're actually transforming into the next Man City, they can actually do it by the book and be allowed to do it. All they're going to need to do is get results. They're going to need to get the results. As long as they can get the results on the football pitch with the right manager. So if they employed the right manager, let's say Brighton said today, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go and get Jose Mourinho. Let's go and get Jose Mourinho. Jose, come in. Based on what we're doing over here financially and the profits that we've made over the past couple of years, we can give you 200 million to go and spend. Now go and spend it. We'll probably get rid of a few players. Oh, Brighton are lovely. Any manager that goes into Brighton are nice. It's just about Brighton, whether Brighton have got the ambition to do that move. Have Brighton, as a football club, as the owner at Brighton, got the ambition to do that move? Have they got the ambition to say, cool, we're getting Jose Mourinho, we're doing 250 million in the first transfer summer, and we need top 4 that season. We need top 4 instantly. And then we build again. The following season, we get top 4. The following season, similar to how Newcastle done it. They can do that. But they can do it by the book and increase that operation because they've generated so much money. Oh, they don't need to balance books, bloods. They don't even need to balance the books. These men are proper in the green. These men are evergreen right now. Brighton are in a good place. Anyway, man, Brighton could only wish that Arsenal were operating like that, blood. Big up the boss in the building. He says, big up Whack. Shout out to all the Arsenal haters. We are back. Come on, you Gunners. Absolutely, man. Big up my guy Naga as well. Number love and respect to you, Naga. Appreciate you each and every time. So yeah, man, interesting move there for Manchester United. And based on what we were just saying there, I think I'm kind of unsure about the move, but I think it could still potentially be a good move for Manchester United, depending on what type of project they are looking to run. If it's a thing where they're looking for instant success, then Graham Potter definitely isn't the right manager. But if it's a thing where they are willing to give Graham Potter the Arteta time, the Arteta process, then I think he potentially could have done better than what Ten Hag has done. But then even that's questionable because then, I don't know, let's not get into that. It'll be good to have a Manchester United fan on the channel when we go through some Manchester United talk, man. Maybe I'll reach out to Terry and see if we can do that. Because that's the only Manchester United fan I know that does content, I'm pretty sure, like personally. Do I know any Manchester United fans that do content? I don't think I do. A lot of my friends are Man United fans, but none of them are on getting face on camera and all of that. They don't do that. I said to them, bro, we need to put your face on camera, bro. We can just do audio. Oh no, it works, man. Oh, it works. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna convince them soon, bro. I'm gonna whack a camera out in front of them. We're going to all do a watch along together at the Mandem's house. And I'll just whack the camera out and say, blood, we're going live. Just force it, blood. And then after that, they'll probably be like, oh, you know what? Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Big up Sean in the building. I see you, my guy. Big up all the guys in Barbados, man. Lovely. It must be heated over there right now. It's not the same here in London, bro. I don't know what the degrees is. It's not cold, but it's still a bit grey out there. I'm looking forward to next week. I heard that there's going to be some sort of sun coming out next week. Some sort of sun. You know, what type of sun is it? I don't know. You know, no way there. But hopefully we get some heat wave, man. Apparently this year is meant to be it's going to be the hottest year we've had, or going to be the hottest summer that we've had in years to come here in London and in England in general, the UK. So, yeah, man, I'm all for it. Looking forward to it. Anyway. So, and I mean, that says a lot, actually. It says I'm probably not going on holiday. No, I need to, actually. I've got to try. We've got to do a few, man. 1 or 2 at least. All right, let's move on to some Arsenal news now, man. Arsenal. We're all here for Arsenal. We don't care about no one else, man. Listen to this. Gomes being linked with a move to Arsenal. Does anyone know this guy? Because it's so mad that he plays in the Premier League, but not many people are familiar with who he is. I've done an eye test on him. Yeah, that's right. I've done the eye test on him. And this guy's a really good player. This guy is actually a really good player. And I understand why Mikel Arteta likes him. Because he's like a central midfielder that likes to drift out wide. He likes to play his football out wide and then bring back it into those central areas again. So I can understand why he likes him. It's a bit of like of a Xhaka. You know, Xhaka used to like to take the football out to the wider channels and then bring it back in into central areas. And this is what this guy does. You know, he likes to play out wide. It's kind of like, what's the word to call it? What's the description for this player again? Mazzella. That's what they call this. I mean, there's new descriptions now, isn't it? There's new descriptions. There's new ones. But Mazzella is the type of football player this guy is. Great on the ball, great techers, skillful as well, drop shoulders, all of that type of stuff. Can break. Bro, he's pretty good, bro. He's pretty good. And I've done the eye test on him, watched about 12 minutes of him, 12 minutes of highlights of this guy, various different highlights when he was playing over in Brazil and for Wolves, of course, as well. And he does look like a good player. The amount of money being spoken about is peanuts as well. It's like 30 million or something like that. We're calling 30 million peanuts. Crazy. Have I got 30 mil? Can I just pull 30 mil out? It'd be crazy. Smash up the likes, people. I'm not too sure how many likes there are on the video. But yeah, smash up the likes, people, man. All of that. And yeah, man, this is a player that I would bring in. I think he could be a cheap option, but a good option. He's young as well. He's got Premier League experience. Still slightly raw, but there's qualities there that I can say, yeah, we can utilize those. And if he comes in with, you know, the players that we have, learning from a player like Odegaard, learning from Jorginho, you know, I think this guy cooks. I think this guy really does cook, mate. So let me know your thoughts. Gomes to Arsenal. Is that a move that you would like to see happen? Interestingly, oh, I've lost it. What's this computer doing, man? moving all soft. Oh, bro, I've proper lost it, man. Oh, bro, where is it? Oh, I don't even know, man. This is interesting. Noah Lang, is he trying to hint that he's coming to Arsenal, blood? Is he trying to hint that he's coming to Arsenal? Two goals in 27 matches with 1 assist. You talk about the Gomes guy, but you know what it is? He's not playing as an attacking player. If you go and watch him, he's actually playing as a number 6. He plays as a 6. He's wearing the number 8, but he's doing Ruben Neves' role. He's gone in to do Ruben Neves' role. So he's really more or less playing as a number 6. So it's kind of starting the transition and letting the attacking players kind of finish it. Trust me, you can't always base your judgment on off of like, especially like GA stats. Not all the time, not for all players. You know, GA for me really comes into play when you're an attacking player. If you're an attacking player and you're predominantly in the final third, then your GA have to be really looked at and taken into consideration. If you're someone that's playing on the halfway line, or you're not really going to be taking in their GA as much. Do you know what I mean? But then also you will have to then determine what type of player they are, because if you're looking at a playmaker, if this is a person that's going to come in and be that bodyguard for you, then you want to look at how their passing is and how many assists they're getting, etc., etc. But I wouldn't take it too seriously when looking at this guy. Anyway, I want to talk about Noah Lang for anyone that's joining late. I'm just showing you that Noah Lang is on the screen wearing Arsenal jerseys, and I'm thinking, right, what's this guy doing? Is he trying to? Is this guy kind of asking Arsenal to come and get me? We've been linked with this guy Noah Lang for quite some time, innit? I'm not saying that we're being linked with him now, but we have been linked with him multiple times before. Is he basically saying, come and get me? Or is he basically saying, actually, I'm joining Arsenal without saying I'm joining Arsenal? Like, is this the guy that's going to come in and be the backup to Saka? Because under Mikel Arteta, we've been linked with Noah Lang at least 3 times before. It's interesting to see him wearing these Arsenal jerseys while he's working out and doing some training. But I mean, I'm not too sure about Noah Lang. Big up Payan, one of my Dutch guys in the group. He basically says that he's full of himself. He's got one of those type of attitudes. So would Mikel Arteta be really looking at him? I don't know. I really don't know. I can't really tell you much about Noah Lang other than he does look good on the ball. He does look like he's got the ability to take a player on and make it happen. This is also another player that Arsenal are being linked with. Georgi Sudakov plays for Shakhtar, 21 years old. Chelsea, Arsenal, Napoli, and Juventus continue to be linked with the 21-year-old Ukrainian player. I'm not too sure about him. It's probably a recommendation from Zinchenko, perhaps. But I'm not too sure about him. All right, let's move on to the main topics of discussion. Ivan Toney. Now, Ivan Toney for me is a player that I don't want to see at Arsenal Football Club. I have to be honest. I did 6 months ago, or 4 months ago even. But today, if you ask me, do I want Ivan Toney? No, I don't really want Ivan Toney. I don't want him. I have to be honest, man. He reminds me of Lacazette now. He's giving me Lacazette vibes, and he's been giving me Lacazette vibes ever since he's returned from his gambling ban. But reports are coming out to suggest that Brentford have reportedly dropped their asking price of the striker Ivan Toney to 40 million. Even some reports are saying 30 million, which could see the Gunners reignite their interest. Other reports are also saying that he's been offered to football clubs for £30 million, including Arsenal and Chelsea and Manchester United. Now, I've got a feeling that Ivan Toney is going to find himself at Manchester United. That's the club that he's going to go to. They're going to want to they want a new striker. They're probably going to need to get themselves a homegrown player. And I think Ivan Toney will be the guy destined for Manchester United. That's who are going to sign Ivan Toney. But he's being linked with a move to Arsenal still. Toney has been a long-term target for Arsenal. However, concerns regarding his attitude have come to the forefront. That's been one of my issues as well. Viktor Gyökeres and Benjamin Sesko also targets, but also going to cost way more than what Toney is. £100 million a couple of months ago, 2 months ago even. £100 million for Ivan Toney a few months ago, and now we're being told 30 to 40 million pounds for this fraud. Brentford might as well keep him. I don't want him. I ain't taking Ivan Toney. I don't want him. Oh man, I'm still ill, man. Getting blocked up. No, I don't want Ivan Toney. I've moved on from him, man. And like I said, it's giving me Grandad Lacazette vibes. Look at Camavinga, De Jong. Yes, they don't have impressive GA, but the way they control, pass, and operate and read the game, it's fire. Well, I'm sure you saw the goal that Camavinga scored against Man City the other day, yeah? Hey, Camavinga, man, he needs to come to Arsenal, blood. He's been linked with Arsenal recently, but the amount of money that's probably going to cost to get him done. I mean, our budgets, like our transfer budgets are going to have to go up to that 400 million, blood. How do you have like a 250 million budget or a 200 million budget, but you know, you want to buy one of the top 5 DMs or one of the top 5 strikers in the world, and the only way you can do that is by spending 100+ million. But you need that player plus a top 5 DM, and you need a top 5 right winger. I mean, the market's going so crazy that that sooner or later, clubs' transfer budgets and the profitability and sustainability bullshit, they're going to have to alleviate pressure on these clubs to be able to spend 400, 500 million in one single summer. Because that's how the market's going. And I actually think there's talks right now with the Premier League, with FFP, to change the actual regulation and change the rules, whereby clubs will be able to spend so much more. Because it's going to have to come into play, man. It's going to have to come into play. Like I said to you the other day, even managers now are going to get valuations. It's not going to be about release clauses for managers anymore. It's going to be about valuations. 75 million pounds. You want my manager? Give me 75 million. You want my manager? Give me 50 million, blood. That's what it's coming to. It's not going to be about these little 10, 20 million release clauses, paying out man's contracts anymore. No contract paying. I ain't paying out your contract no more. You're paying me a transfer fee for my manager. It's mad. We need Nelson and Eddie and Ketty are gone. Big up Jamar Kitson. Abdullah says, Wax, what's the latest on Ivan Toney? Well, Ivan Toney, he's at Brentford. He looks like he's going to be leaving. He's destined to leave. 30, 40 million pound is the price tag. Do I want him at Arsenal? No. I predict that he joins Manchester United. KSC should put 100 million release clause on Arteta's contract. How much is the club allowed to spend before FFP kicks in? It all depends. It depends on the size of the club and how much money you're turning over. So I think it goes on percentage, isn't it? I think it's about 65 or 70% of a club's overall turnover. So if you're turning over like 300 million a year, then you can spend 70% of that on wages, transfer fee, and agency fees, which is not a lot, to be quite fair, man. You think about it, it's not a lot. You're only turning over 300 million a year. I can spend 70% of it on this. 50% is only 150, you know? And then you got to account for the wages. We're talking about wages over a contract length as well. That's what business will account for. They won't just say, oh no, I'm only going to focus on the first year and hopefully by next year we'll have money to pay him for the second year. No, that's not how it works. These clubs they need to make sure that if I agree a 5-year deal with you and that deal is worth 1 million a year, as an example, just to make the maths easy for us, it's 1 million a year. I need to make sure that I've at least got the 5 million over that contract in the bank now. If I've got to do that with one person, how many more people have I got to do that with? Literally every single person I have. So if I've got 1,000 employees, this employee might be on 20k a year. This employee might be on 100k a year. Yeah. I've given him, obviously with the employees, it might work differently. They might not be given year by year contracts. But if you're looking at this to players as an example, you've got a 25-man squad all on massive wages. Over the course of the year, each wage accumulates to like 100 million, blood. Let's say 100 million for the year. You need to make sure that I've got that 100 million 5, 6, 7 times. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. The game's crazy, blood. These teams are locked and loaded financially. But Ivan Toney, being linked, 30 million, 40 million. Let's see what actually happens with Ivan Toney. I don't think Arsenal are going to pull it. I think Arsenal got their eyes set on another player. And that player is Viktor Gyökeres. Viktor Gyökeres is the priority. And according to the reports that are being published out there, according to those reports, Arsenal preparing an offer to sign Viktor Gyökeres. We'll actually look at the report that's published it. I just recently followed Viktor Gyökeres on Twitter, on Instagram. But we need this guy, blood. This is the guy we need. This is the baller that we need. This guy is sick. He literally offers you everything that you need in the final third. It's not this a number 9 role. This guy's offering you left wing action. He's offering you right wing action if you want it on there. He's offering you drop deep, link up play, and I'm still gonna find myself in the final third when the ball gets there. You know, he's offering you headers inside the box, but this guy's got a tall leap off the floor. Bang! Bro, this guy's got it all. He's so complete. I don't think people have seen a complete striker for a very, very long time. But the maddest thing is, what people are going to question with Gyökeres is, oh, he plays in the Portuguese league. That's all they're going to say. Now, I get it. I respect it. I can appreciate that. But the true facts of the matter is he was playing in England before he went there. This is a guy that is a killer. Yeah? This is a guy that's a Terminator. This is a guy that in every single game, Gyökeres is giving you 110%. You ain't getting 70% performances from Gyökeres. You ain't getting 50% performances from Gyökeres. You're getting 110% every single game. And it's about this guy, based on his movement, based on his tenacity, based on his determination, based on his overall mentality, just to just make it easier and simple for people. This guy is a flipping monster, blood. This guy has everything that you need for your striker, bro, especially for a system like what we play. He wins headers, links up play, runs the channels, runs the pockets, bags goals, gets assists. The guy's on like 14 assists already, blood. Like this is one of the most complete strikers people will ever see. But again, because he plays in that Portuguese league, they're going to question him. I'm telling you now, he will come over here into this Arsenal team and tell Haaland, shut your goddamn mouth, blood. Shut your mouth. That's what he'll be telling Haaland. Haaland's a dead baller anyway. Good goal scorer, dead baller. Viktor Gyökeres is a good baller and a good goal scorer. You know them way there. If Arsenal ain't quick on this one as well, I'm telling you, if Arsenal ain't quick with this one, I think a team like Man City or someone like that, or Liverpool could come in the race. Now, obviously, there's a lot of talk about Liverpool at the moment because let's switch over quickly. There's a lot of talk with Liverpool at the moment because of the manager. Now, Viktor Gyökeres' agent has confirmed that Viktor Gyökeres was inspired to join Sporting Lisbon because of the manager. He's also confirmed that if the manager, Ruben Amorim, leaves Sporting Lisbon in the summer, Viktor Gyökeres will also leave. Now, when you hear that, it's like, oh, what you saying? Is he just going to follow the manager and go to Liverpool, perhaps? Is he just following the manager? There's a strong chance that that could happen. That could be the stumbling block for Arsenal. Anyone that's interested. Even Barcelona are looking at Gyökeres as well, just to let you guys know. So that could be the stumbling block for any club. If Liverpool decide that they want to get themselves a new striker in the summer and Ruben Amorim is the manager of Liverpool, everybody is finished that wants to get Gyökeres. He will go and join Liverpool. So this is why I'm saying, if Arsenal is serious about Gyökeres, and we are actually preparing an offer as the reports tell us, then we need to do it now. We want to do it as soon as possible before even Ruben Amorim actually joins Liverpool. One thing Gyökeres will know at this moment in time is the future of the manager. He will know if Ruben Amorim is staying at Sporting or leaving. I think the players already know that he's leaving. So on that basis, Arsenal, get in there, convince him, because there's no talk about Liverpool just yet. It's only speculation with Liverpool. The Liverpool and Viktor Gyökeres talk is only speculation at this moment in time, because of the links between Amorim and Liverpool. Arsenal's rumors, I mean, it's still speculation as well. They are more concrete and solid because Arsenal have been seen and been confirmed scouting Gyökeres for a number of months. This isn't something that's happened overnight since last week. Arsenal have been thoroughly scouting this player for months. Seen watching Sporting Lisbon games. They're there. Edu in Portugal, linking up with the agent, linking up with Sporting Lisbon to figure out what the options are for Viktor Gyökeres. Hence why we know that Sporting are going to try and hold out for 85 million as well, because that's been the narrative pushed by Sporting Lisbon and by the reporters in Portugal to suggest that that's what they're going to hold out for. I personally think that once Amorim goes, or once they've got that deal in place and Amorim joins Liverpool, I think there is nothing stopping Sporting Lisbon from saying, okay, cool, you know what? We'll accept the 60 million, the 50 million that we would have accepted anyway for Viktor Gyökeres. When we hear about this 100 million, I think that the press, it's not just the release clause that they're talking about. I think it's the two players they're talking about. People are like, what two players? Viktor Gyökeres and Ousmane Diomande. You know, when we're hearing about 85 million, 90 million, 100 million, I think that's for both players. I think that's what Arsenal will be able to achieve for both players, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn the notification bells on. All of that. You know, we much appreciate every single one of you, man. I do apologize. I'm going to have to wrap this up right now. Big up all the real ones in the building. Jigga Van Persie, Johan, Abdullah, James Bonds. Big up Nor, big up Sergio, big up Naga, Ace 12, big up A. Big up all the guys, Melvin, all the guys I can see here, Mad Miaz. We appreciate you, man. Make sure you turn your notification bells on, or you're here for 11:30 every morning. We're here 11:30, man. You don't need to be joining at 12:15. You don't need to be joining at 12 o'clock, unless you're obviously busy. But be here for 11:30. Let's get everyone live 11:30 every single morning, man, so we can crack on and none of you guys miss out on anything. And any questions and any comments that you guys have will obviously we'll be sharing them whilst we'll do the stream and that. But yeah, man, hit that like button, do subscribe, all of that. And yeah, guys, I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Peace.